Trey Hendrickson is now they're trying to trade Trey Hendrickson.
I forgot.
The Bengals.
Sam Hubbard.
He's
he
retired,
and Trey Hendrickson requested a trade. Here's my thing with the Bengals. I get what their logic is. The defense wasn't good regardless with Trey Hendrickson, even though he was the leader in sacks. But this is where you look at the Bengals and you're kind of like, all right, bro.
Their team building is very
Your team
weird.
building, the planning behind the contracts.
You do. I'm sorry. You don't pay 2 wide receivers top money. I don't care what people say. That's not a winning recipe.
No, you can't win just off a straight offense. That's how they missed the playoffs last year.
Like 60% of your cap is going to 3 players.
I like T. Higgins.
On one side of the ball.
I like T. Higgins a lot, but I'm not paying him 25 M's to be my wide receiver too. You have to pay Jamar Chase a lot of money. You are already paying Joe Burrow all that money.
Yep.
You have to figure out a way to find a replacement for T. Higgins. He's your wide receiver too. You can find a wide receiver too.
Yep.
You can't find another Jamar Chase. So you have to pay Jamar, pay Joe Burrow, which you already did, and pay your top pass rusher. But they didn't do that.
I know Trey Hendrickson, he's getting up there in age.
He is.
But asking price is like you're not even trying to trade him for real. You trying to ask for a second and a third?
Oh, that's crazy.
For like a 30-year-old pass? Come on, let's be for real. No team is giving that up and then gonna have to pay him. No team is doing that.
I was seeing some things where like people was comparing the Bengals and the Eagles and how the Eagles are able to plan and they're drafting as well. You look at the Bengals, they haven't drafted well in the past couple of years.
Nope.
Miles Murphy, all these other dudes on defense, offensive linemen, it just hasn't panned out for them. While with the Eagles, they have been able to draft well, plan ahead with contracts. Jalen Hurts contract, Devontae Smith contract, A.J. Brown contract, now with Saquon.
And you know what I like about the Eagles, even though I hate the team and the fans and all that? They not afraid to cut their losses. If a player's not working out, they're going to get you up out of there. They don't care what you got. If you're not playing good, you're not going to play. James Bradbury, one bad, you're out of here. Mm-hmm. Replaced you. We draft in 2 corners.
2 corners back to back.
Hassan Reddick, okay, see ya.
Yeah, see ya.
You had a good season, but see ya. We gonna draft Nolan Smith. Gonna give him a year or 2 to develop. He gonna come back and fill the same role.
They have a plan in place. They know what they have to do in the event this player wants money.
They're not scared to make the tough decisions.
Exactly, yeah. Fletcher Cox, he's retiring. Okay, well, we still have young dudes that can replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Milton Williams, he's leaving. All right.
Javon Hargrave, okay, see ya.
All right, see ya. Exactly.
Go get your money somewhere else.
The Bengals don't have a plan in place. It just seems like they're doing it on the fly.
Yep. And that owner is so cheap, man.
He is. He really is, yeah.
Like who? Like besides Joe Burrow, who else are they playing? Just give Jamar. Jamar should have got paid last season. All he did was all the owner did was just say, "Oh dang, okay, we gonna not pay you this year, but now we gonna end up giving up more money, especially after he had a triple crown season. You big dummy. You could have had him locked up and saved probably 20% more on the salary on the cap, but no." I don't understand why these owners don't get the earlier you pay your guys, the more money you save in the future.
And Jamar Chase, I don't like if you want to say, oh, he doesn't deserve top wide receiver money. He shouldn't be the number 1 wide receiver.
Drug addict.
That's crazy. Yeah, okay, you can say Jamar Chase, he's not the best receiver in the NFL, but
he's top 2.
Damn near close to.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't he get the number 1 receiver money? Just okay, yeah. Justin Jefferson got this much. And Jamar Chase wants more. Okay, he deserves it.
Yeah.
So why the hesitancy? I don't get it. He is a receiver, but he has been so good for your team in the past. He's been producing for your team. Pay him the money. Why wait? And they just keep making mistake after mistake after mistake ever since that Super Bowl win. They just keep making mistakes. Not paying Jesse Bates. Why did you not pay Jesse Bates? Now he's an all-pro safety for the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Just boneheaded mistakes. They just fired the defensive coordinator acting like it was his fault that the defense of talent was just terrible. That they didn't develop these players appropriately because you didn't scout correctly. You didn't have enough scout. I don't even think they have a whole bunch of scouts compared to the Eagles, compared to all these other great teams. I don't think they have the necessary positions. I don't even think they have a GM. I think Stephen A. on First Take said they don't even have a GM. That just lets you know. They're cutting corners. They're not paying the right people.
We seen with the NFLPA report cards, with they facilities and all that stuff, that they're not even feeding the players properly. It's just a bad org.
And Joe Burrow and
Jamar, yep, they saved a broke life.
It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. It's what a great quarterback can do to a franchise. He can cover up a lot of the stench, but eventually, he's not going to be able to save everything. Eventually, it's going to show itself, and now it's showing itself. It's showing why the Bengals were the worst team at one point before Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase came there.
Yeah.
Because the Bengals were a laughingstock. They were god-awful.
And it wasn't like they was full of school. They had talent on the team. They had A.J. Green. They had Andy Dalton. He wasn't the greatest quarterback, but he was serviceable. They had dudes on defense that could make plays. They just weren't good.
And then Joe Burrow comes in, Jamar Chase comes in and takes them over the top.
Yeah.
Puts them to another level that they've never been to since the 90s. And yet this organization just doesn't, they're taking them for granted.
Yeah.
So, anywho, anything else? Anything else we need to talk about before we get out of here?
I think that might have been it as
All
far
right.
as news and stuff.
All right, well, we'll
Free
keep you
agency
guys,
starts this week,
yeah,
next week. Yeah.
We're going to react to that. I think it's this Wednesday. So we'll give our thoughts on free agency. It's going to be an interesting free agency. I think last year it was a lot of moves were made. So ever since the Eagles started to be aggressive in free agency, it seems like a lot of teams are starting to.
Yeah, the winning team sets the formula to how to win.
That's true. Yeah. All right, well, that'll do it on this episode of the Courtside podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials. Check out our other channel, our NBA channel. We post a lot of content on that. Check out our playlist, our full podcast episodes. Check that out. Links will be in the description of that. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Courtside View podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
Salute.
Just let me be me.